Hi viewers, welcome to another video from at Newsworthy Publications. My name is Ben Gray, a citizen slash amateur journalist who's been living in East Bristol for the last 20 odd years, out to expose egregious, wicked corruption within the Bristol judiciary, the High Court judiciary, and of course in amongst the various barristers and barristers' chambers, and even the Somerset Police and general civilian population. This particular video is simply called David Head KC, Crook, Liar, Child Abuser. And I'm setting out to expose his connection to a Mr. Stephen Silber. Now, Stephen Silber was a High Court judge who sat in obviously in the High Court on various cases, and one of the cases that came before him involved a complaint that a judicial review application, which complained that my trial before Judge Martin Picton, who is a local Bristol judge, still sitting as a Crown Court judge or a circuit judge in Bristol, had connived in all manner of evil and criminal, crooked wrongdoing, such as child abuse, because there was glaring evidence that children had been subject to armed violence in one incident in which the police themselves were colluding, and filmed evidence of my being tortured by the police by uh, in ways that I won't go into on this video. But anybody that is interested, they can go to my video and click on the link in the details below, which is simply entitled Judge Martin Picton Must Fall. And this details all the evidence I have exposing not only Judge Martin Picton and his involvement in the child abuse and perverting justice, the kidnapping, all the other complaints that I set out in the video, but then Stephen Silber then had charge, as I say, of the judicial review, and himself lied his crooked head off to cover up all the evidence I provided to support my allegations that Judge Martin Picton was guilty of misfeasance and corruption and torture and so on and so forth. Indeed, so corrupt was Judge Silber that he didn't even bother to even pretend that he had looked at any of the actual material evidence that I provided, such as video evidence and photographs and medical records of injuries I received from the police and witness statements. He farmed this out to another barrister by the name of Leslie Chinwezi. But anyway, all the details are provided on my video, Judge Martin Picton Must Fall, and you'll see the link. You can click on the link in the details below this video. So this video is simply to concentrate on David Head's involvement and collusion, because I alerted him to the video, the documentary that I put out, and pointing out that Judge Stephen Silber, a retired associate of David Head's chambers, two evidence providing that I provided that Mr. Justice, or as he was known, Mr. Justice Silber, had engaged in. And I'll read out the email that I sent Mr. Head, and then obviously just finish off with his response to that email. So this email was sent to Mr. Head on the 10th of March. It's now the 6th of April, 2025. So he's had it almost a month. He hasn't even acknowledged receipt of the email. I have phoned the chambers, and there's no dispute that he has received the email, but he doesn't. He's so arrogant and obnoxiously corrupt that he doesn't feel that he even needs to acknowledge a response. But anyway, the email states simply, David Head. Um, uh, that's obviously a spelling mistake where I put head twice. I think I'm supposed to say head of two virulent buildings, but anyway, re-evidence of misfeasance, collusion in torture, perverting justice, etc. Re Sir Stephen Silber, and then the details of the email then goes on to say, Dear Mr. Head, I understand from speaking to your clerk today that you are head of chambers for 3 VP chambers. That again is another spelling mistake. I'm meant to put 2 VB. It's supposed to be 2 virulent buildings. So that is a mistake, but is obviously a minor matter. Chambers, and I'm therefore contacting you re any comment or investigation you may wish to make in respect to evidence I can provide that your associate, Sir Silber, has connived in misfeasance (brackets, misconduct in judicial or public office, close brackets, torture, perjury slash perverting justice, etc., involving myself and judges slash police slash CPS here in Bristol between around 2010 and 2013. I refer you to a link to a video entitled Judge Martin Picton Must Fall, which is on my YouTube channel at Newsworthy Publications. And then I provide the link. And then I go on to say, this sets out in detail the extent to which Sir Stephen Silber lied in his judgment when I sought to judicially review the legality of proceedings before Judge Picton in 2010, accusing me of lying in respect to CCT evidence I alleged proved I was repeatedly tortured, kidnapped, and subject to a litany of perjured criminal allegations by officers CPS rep David Chidgey and then Judge Picton himself. Without any suggestion, Sir Stephen any suggestion Sir Silber had reviewed the CCTV footage, the witness statements, the medical injuries, etc., in support of my serious counter-allegations, which, if untrue, must have required Sir Silber to report me for perverting justice and perjury. Instead, Sir Silber accused me of being vexatious and imposed a General Civil Restraint Order, JCRO, preventing my litigating further matters, including repeated further torture, kidnapping by police with judicial collusion, and indeed resulting in an all proceeding civil proceedings order being imposed against me by Davis Lord Justice in 2024. I invite you to consider the evidence I have against your associate and former barrister and to take whatever appropriate action you feel is appropriate, including in terms of responding to my allegations. I point out that there is a criminal offence of judicial misconduct in public office slash misfeasance per the common law of R.V. Llewellyn-Jones, R.V. Bembridge, etc., and have glaring evidence as Sir Silber is guilty of this offence. I cannot get legal representation even to defend me against criminal allegations, much less counter-litigate, which is clearly in part the result of the JCROs and current CPOs, which are online for all to see and are obviously in part to ward off any barrister or law firm considering independently representing me. My only recourse, therefore, is to peacefully protest the issue, not least as I cannot get press interest either. Before I protest at your chambers, please let me know what your position is. I look forward to your response. Yours sincerely, Ben Gray. So a fairly straightforward issue that I've raised with Sir, not Sir, but Mr. David Head, as head of the two Verulam buildings where Sir Stephen Silber is still closely associated. And he has, as I say, he's stonewalled me. That's the usual recourse. It's very cowardly and typical of all barristers that I've had any dealings with, and I've had dealings with quite a few, whether as barristers assigned to prosecute me, which is almost all my dealings with barristers, and the occasional ones that are supposedly supposed to defend my rights or pursue litigation on my behalf. And I would suggest, and I won't just suggest, I will state as a matter of fact that clearly his silence speaks volumes. His silence is collusion. He has two choices when he received the email. He either does investigate, make inquiries, at least deign to watch the video and or just scroll through to get some kind of gist of the evidence that I have to support these allegations, or he connives in the misconduct alleged by simply refusing to engage at all on any level with any of the details of the complaints that I'm raising. And of course, he's aware that I cannot get representation myself, and he's aware that, of course, that as I've stated in the email, that and it's self-evident anyway, that of course the decisions of this particular judge and the collusion of all others who are connected with the case, including Mr. King himself, is to suborn further such abuse and evil misconduct. There's only two options. Either my allegations are completely untrue, in which case I should have long ago been pursued for perverting justice by making false allegations or perjury when I make these allegations under oath, or they're fully validated, and it just simply shows the extent to which barristers from all kinds of chambers simply close ranks and all scratch each other's backs and all make sure that no barrister or judge is ever held accountable, however crooked or however glaring it is that the criminal law has been broken by these judges. It is effectively anarchy. It's anarchy of the most anti-democratic kind because, of course, nobody votes for judges, unlike in most states in America. They're appointed by, again, by sort of internal back scratching and favors and effectively gangsterism. Nothing else, as I've made quite clear, indeed, in a final missive to Mr. Head, that of course, if he doesn't respond, I will feel fully entitled, indeed, I will be fully entitled to accuse him of colluding in the very allegations I make against Judge Silver and Judge Martin Picton. So that is the purpose of this video. As I say, just to clarify, Mr. David Head of Casey, of 2 Verulam buildings, is a child abusing, lying, corrupt, kidnapping, torturing, perverter of public justice, perjurer, and all round crook.